And welcome back to Who Would Win? The Week of Who Would Win. I was about to say What If. That's the next video I gotta do. And we're still doing the Planeswalkers. We got one more this week, and currently four more on the roster. Four more on the roster. I could throw an extra one in there to even it out for another month, but why bother? So in fact, truth be told, I say that out loud now. I may just end up doing an extra one during the next week or something like that to end off May with the Planeswalker ones. Point being, we're still doing the Planeswalkers and Magic the Gathering with the new set, with the story that came out today, and hopefully my girlfriend who ordered it for me is picking it up at work today for me. So when she gets home, I will have it and be able to start eating it. And I will be happy. I will be a happy boy. Will I be a happy boy? I will be a happy boy with my happy puppy. I digress. So, for those of you who are not aware what a Planeswalker is, who these characters are, in the card game Magic the Gathering, which has been around since the early 90s, expansive lore, expansive history, great storytelling that goes involved in there, but there is basically an infinite amount of worlds or planes of existence. Characters who can move between these planes of existence are essentially separate dimensions. Are called Planeswalkers. They're generally stronger than your average character. We now move on to a new character known as Teyo Verada. Teyo Verada is what is known as a shield mage. And he's from a new plane called Gobakan. Gobakan is basically a plane where it's besieged by two different diamond storms constantly, like the west. Apparently, they call it the west front and the east front. And essentially, it's the job of shield mages to protect the. It tells to be as they say in his origins, used to be the worst acolyte in the Order of the Shield Mage, which protects the town from diamond storms. He sought to use a protective magic to shield people against storms, but a exceptionally harsh tempest ignited his Planeswalker spark, which is Planeswalker. It's a spark, like a metaphysical spark inside you. Technically, it's a legitimate thing, but it has no physical form. Unless you're able to somehow use magic to extract it. Anyway, Teyo is a shield mage. He is capable of putting up shields. Now, he was considered probably the worst shield mage of his order, so you have to put that with a grain of salt. In terms of what his actual abilities are, he puts up shields. He's a 70-year-old kid who puts up shields. Now, he does have a card in the new set that is a creature that he creates. It's essentially like an illusion creature. I can just look it up right here, right now. Teyo's Light Shield is an illusion creature. It's got a solid amount of power to it, and if it enters the battlefield, it boosts another creature permanently. So in theory, you could actually even boost this further when you bring it out. The card and his card itself actually enables you to have hexproof, which is an ability that means other people can't target you. So it's interesting what he's capable of in terms of his card. What it really tells me, though, is that he's not very much of a physical. He could probably throw a punch, sure, but he's not trained as a physical fighter. He's trained as a defender to protect people. You know what? When I was trying to think, it's like, do I put him against someone who puts up barriers as well? Well, that's going to be a pretty boring fight. No, I went with Renamon from Digimon Tamers, to be precise. The minute I heard Diamond Storm, I'm like, Renamon literally has an attack called Diamond Storm. So Renamon is the partner Digimon, a rookie Digimon. Sorry, I'm making sure I'm not hearing someone pull in. Who it takes on the form of a female fox. I mean, you could have male Renamon, I'm sure, but the one we see in the main series is a female. She was the partner of Teya, I believe her name was. Rena, right? Rena, that was the name of her. And she's very cool, aloof. Is a very capable fighter. Her main attack is known as the Diamond Storm, which actually is really sharpened razor leaves that take on the shining form of diamonds to assault an opponent. So basically, you're being hit with sharpened, hardened leaves, not true diamonds. But Renamon's also extremely fast, agile, durable, and a skilled combatant in physical combat. She is a capable physical fighter. So let's assume, and is without I actually see with the last one I actually review it was because I have to have the information up to because these are new characters. I need the information for these characters. I don't, unlike some of the other Planeswalker characters I've done who have been around forever. I didn't necessarily need their information with these new characters that have just come out. I need the information. I did reveal whether or not the last character I talked about survived the novel. So if you're interested in the novel, I'm sorry about that. However, I'll admit, they don't say whether this guy survived. Look, with the new characters, I'm going to just assume they survived. You don't want to introduce new characters that have potential and new, cards down the line and stories down the line. Because there's plenty of fodder walkers that aren't even in the story that are, illustrated. And a couple named characters died too. But they don't tell me if this guy lived or died. But let's assume he lived and he, planeswalks to another plane, and he planeswalks to, let's say the digital world is honestly its own reality. Renamon's there, and he's wondering, who are you? It's like, look, I don't want any trouble. I just, it's like, I don't want you here. I can sense you're a problem. You're trouble, and I don't want trouble. So leave now. I wish I could, but I'm still new at this. If you won't leave, then I'll make you leave. And then she, comes in at him pretty quick, but he's able to put up his shield, and she bounces off the shield, and then he's now just putting up. And from the art you see that I even have up for him in the not up, but in the thumbnail, he can create multiple shields. So he's now putting up multiple shields. No, wait, and she's crashing against the shields, and she can't get through these shields. These shields are tough. They're designed to withstand diamond storms, like legitimate hard diamond storms. So she's having a hard time getting through this. She then throws her own diamond storm, and he hears this and immediately just reacts. Just boom, shield. Unfortunately, they're not actual diamonds, like on his plane, which so they don't have the strength or durability to compensate for that. So she can't get through his barriers. The wood pure force. She can't break the barriers. However, once she really starts to play seriously, that's where Teyo pretty much just falls flat. He's not from everything I can tell, he's not an actual fighter. He's a monk, more or less. He's like a mage on some level, like a defense mage to be sure. So so ultimately, she would probably find access beyond the barriers and beyond the shields and just knock him out. Because the problem with Teyo is he doesn't have any real offensive capabilities. He's a shield mage. Shield is defense. Though you can in theory use a shield for offense as well. Look at the Spartans; they use their shields for offense and defense. Teyo's shields are not designed that way, so I gotta go with Renamon in this case. Now, I mean, there's a scenario where if he lucks out. And when she's charged at him at full speed, he just puts up a shield and she just conks herself and knocks herself out. I could see a scenario like that happening. It's not a likelihood, though. It's a very unlikely scenario. But a scenario that could happen nonetheless. So I will give, respectively, a 5% chance that Teyo could win. But I will have to go Renamon the 95% of the time. So what do you think? You think Renamon wins the majority? You think Teyo somehow pulls out the majority win? Put in the comments below, let me know. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, you want to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know, we'll do a review of it at some point. Ideas for who would win, Star Wars, Superior Magic, what if, anything I do on the channel. Put that in the comments below as well. I'll get to that at some point. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time or in a little bit for What If, which I know is what everyone's been asking for. So yeah, here it comes.